Hi, welcome to Grow New Plants. So today I'm going to try something that I've been talking about for years and I have not done it yet, but I'm going to give it a try today. I'm going to try and graft some pecan trees. These are a couple of the pecan trees. I've got like probably about 10 of them this size, but I'm just going to do 2 of them today. But I'm going to attempt to graft hybrid pecans onto these native pecan trees. These are ones that I grew up from seed. I'm not sure how old, maybe 4 years ago, probably 3 years ago or something like that. And I've got a couple different hybrid pecan trees. I've got a Macmillan and a Graffted. And I'm doing these two first because I want to do just 2 of them and then let them go for a little while and see if they make it before I go cutting and trying to graft all of them. So I want to try my method, see if it works. Hopefully I'll know within 2 or 3 weeks whether the graft took or not. But these two will pollinate each other, so that'll be a good pair to start with. So I'm gonna move in closer and then we're gonna get started. And then a disclaimer on this, I have never done this before. I am not an expert on it. Just like you, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on it and I'm ready to give it a try. So I'll move the camera in and we'll get started. Okay, so this here is a Macmillan. The 2 varieties I have, a Macmillan and a Graffted. And they are supposedly good pollinators for each other. So if these 2 trees take and were to be planted out somewhere, then they should do relatively well together. They should be able to pollinate each other. So here's my scion, and it's got nice looking buds and everything on it. So it should be viable. It looks pretty good. I am gonna take and cut the bottom of it off just to make sure, see how far it goes before it gets green wood. That looks pretty good even right there, so make a nice good straight cut on it. Okay, so that ought to work. So now, you want to try and find a piece where you're going to graft onto it that is relatively close to the same size. And right about here it looks pretty good. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to top this tree off right here. So that's done. So now, and I'm going to leave these limbs, these lower limbs here, they've got buds on them and these will bud out, and these will start budding out and help feed the tree while it's taken by the graft is trying to take. So what I'm going to do here is I've got to put a rubber band. Like I said, I'm so new at this, you have to bear with me. So you put a rubber band around this thing, and this is to help hold the flaps on. You want to get it relatively tight. Okay, so now I take my grafting knife, and now there's 2 different methods with this. There's a 3 flap and a 4 flap. And I watched a video from the LSU horticultural department, and there's a guy on there, man, he does these things like they're nothing. He does thousands of them all the time. And he does a three flap, and he said a 3 flap is better on a smaller diameter, which this is relatively small. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try the 3 flap on this. So basically what I do is you take the grafting knife, let's see if I can do this where it shows on the camera, and we're going to go about that deep. And you just take it and you just press your knife in there till you cut through that layer. And basically you just want to make sure you cut through the bark. So now I'm going to come around. I want to go about 1/3. So probably about right here. I'm going to do the same thing. And then I'll come back around here and kind of split the difference and make my 3rd cut. Right there. Hopefully I got deep enough on this. So they always talk about you want to make sure the bark will slip, and it should slip because it's early in spring. So basically what I want to do is I want to be able to get in here and get this bark You know what, I'm gonna grab my other camera so I can get an above shot of this too. I need to get this bark peeled back, and I'm just not sure whether I cut all the way in through that or not. Okay, there it goes. So now I want to peel that bark back. That worked okay. I'm gonna grab this next section. I don't think I cut all the way through that bud. There's a bud right there, which won't hurt anything, but I didn't cut all the way through it. There it goes. So that piece is loose now. I'll peel it back. I've got all three of these peeled back now. And then I come in here and just pull these back and snip that off. Okay, now the next thing I need to do, yeah, it's pretty close to the same. I think I'm going to cut it just a little bit shorter because it gets a little narrower up there. Okay, so the next thing I got to do is I got to try and match these flaps to this like this, but I need to make it, I need to expose this bark on here. So I'll make a cut like that. I need to make one. Again, I need to just try and do this in thirds. It's easier if you do it that way. Just think about a grafting knife, it only really cuts good one direction. Okay, so I need to make that one a little bit wider. Okay, so I got my 3 cuts on there. And so I'm going to come in here. These are a little bit tall, so I'm just going to trim the tips of those off. Get a clean cut on that one. Okay, so now I just take this and I stick it back down in here, and I want to line these cuts up as best I can with this bark. And if you see right here too, if you look real close, you can still see it's green in there, so that cambium layer is still good. So you just come in there and you line those up, and then you just slide your rubber band up. And that's what kind of holds that in place. Looks like we're lined up pretty good. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to come in here, and I got these little rubber band strips. I got these from the same place that I got the scions from. And this is just to help solidify this cutting. And I may end up putting a couple of these on here. Basically, you just want to keep it from being able to move. Get it around there and get it tied. That's pretty solid actually. It's not going to go anywhere like that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So it's on there. And the next thing I'm going to do, I got some paraffin tape, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to start below. Get it nice and tight. I'm going to have to walk around this to do this right. So once I start going across here, I'll start, right here is not as important. I want it tight and everything, but it's not all that important. And once I start getting up to the top part, then I want to stretch it pretty good. This is awkward doing this. I do this on my fig cuttings all the time, and all this does is just help keeps the scion from drying out. And these buds when these buds come out, they'll poke right through that. I'll tell you what, I think that'll make it easier. I'm not doing a good job stretching it. This is very awkward, but we'll see. We'll see if it works. The scions look healthy. They're green, and they got lots of good buds on them. I'll go all the way around the top and then over the top, just to keep that from drying out. So there's one. So we'll see what happens. Now that was a Macmillan. I got a label. I'll make a tag to hang on the tree later, but I'm just going to mark it right now. That was the Macmillan. So there's one. So I'll just take it, sit it back over where it was before. These buds here will probably start popping out now that I cut the top growth off. And then hopefully within a couple weeks, I'll see these buds here start trying to take off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one. I'm not gonna talk through it. I'm just gonna do it. And that'll make it go a little bit quicker. Okay, so I got 2 of them. So we'll go ahead and label this one. This one was a Gafford. And from everything I've read, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, you should start seeing buds coming out if the graft took. So we're gonna see what happens. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. I'll definitely come back. I'll do a follow-up with they take or they don't take. So hit the little bell notification when you subscribe, and then you'll be sure to get notified when the update comes out. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please share, please like, please subscribe. Thank you.